Hello, and welcome to the Lume
Plotters. I thought I'm just let you talk.
Oh, yeah, you go. I wasn't prepared for that, but sure, you pointed at me. So, another episode, another wartime correspondence coming out of the UAE. We're still alive. I'm assuming,
as you said,
many of your dismay.
Yeah, to the detriment of our listeners. Like, oh no,
another episode. God damn it!
Why?
Yeah, we're still here. But we're going to go back in time a little bit and uncover one of the interviews that Ralf did during Dubai Watch Week with the museum director of AP, whose name is what, Ralf?
Sebastian Vivas.
Sebastian Vivas.
I mean, did I pronounce this correct? No.
Maybe.
Sebastian Vivas. I don't think you pronounce the S at the end in French.
Maybe.
So, Sebastian Vivas.
Okay.
Lovely chap. Lovely
yes.
chap. Yeah.
Before we get it, I was not there, so I will be hearing this interview with you guys. But surprisingly, I do want to talk about AP a little bit because I was watching another podcast or listening to another podcast, and Adrian Barker was talking about AP, and he had a very interesting take on AP, and I want to talk about that a little bit before we go into the.
He doesn't usually talk about AP much.
He doesn't, and that's why I was very surprised by this. But before we get into that, in such a dire wartime situation, what watch is Ralf wearing?
It sounds very weird, but I'm wearing not actually the wartime watch. I'm wearing the Colloquium Project One. Gen, I don't know what it is. E? Forgot.
Whatever.
The light blue one. Yeah.
Yes. You only have one Colloquium.
I only have one Colloquium. There is a new one that was just launched. This one here.
Yes.
They're called Project O2, which is not like the pins that I have with the different height. These are like planes. Like not like flying
like
planes.
A topographical map.
Correct. It looks like that. Also very, very cool. I'm sure when you see it from the side is even better. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Yeah. It's weird and nice at the same time.
It is.
It's very
weird,
special.
Very nice.
I have a love-hate relationship with my watch, because I always feel like, do I really like it? Do I really think it's worth like this amount of money that I paid? Like 13,000-14,000 dirhams. And then I think, you know what? Whenever you wear it, you think it's so nice, it's so sweet. It wears so well, especially with this cool elastic strap, right? This strap that is
Erica's original style strap that's made by
Deluxe.
Who makes it? Deluxe, yeah.
Who is also but it's inspired by, of course, the straps from the Apple Watch. I think from the Apple Watch Ultra, the one that with the hook, right?
Yes,
I don't know what they're
also
called.
Very similar.
And it just wears so comfortably. It keeps extremely good time. This La Joux-Perret movement inside is really very, very accurate. And it's just lovely. It's just a lovely watch. So I'm keeping it.
Lovely.
I'm keeping it.
Simply lovely.
What is on your wrist?
I am wearing your Pelagos 39.
It's not mine. It's yours.
It's mine. I still view it as yours. As with the G-Shock, I still say it's Ralph's G-Shock. Yeah, I'm wearing my. This is a wartime watch.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Yeah. So
Pelagos 39. Pelagos 39.
It's a good watch. It's a good watch. I like it a lot. To the point where I told you I would like to buy another Pelagos. I want an FXD, a blue FXD again.
You want to have
on a NATO
Pelagai collection.
Pelagai, yeah.
Pelagai.
Yes.
Did I tell you that I bought the new G-Shock?
The MIPS.
The MIPS one. That's the steel version, the silver steel version.
Tell me this.
No, because I only ordered it yesterday, I think. It's only arriving tomorrow. I got a good. I checked on noon, right? Just for the price. And they had a special Ramadan pricing of 2,600 instead of around 3,000, the usual price.
Not bad.
And I thought, I
don't exactly trust noon.
I know sometimes you get completely different things, but I tried.
I had a friend of mine who is into cameras, and they found a Fujifilm X100.
7.
What is it? Current 6.
6.
6th generation one on Noon for 2,000 dirhams, brand new.
What?
So they ordered it, and I said it's absolutely nonsense. It's going to be fake. And sure, and then I started Googling, and I'm like, are there fake versions of the Fuji X100? And everyone said no. There are no fake versions. There are two things that can happen. One, it will be not branded, and then you'll immediately know it's a fake.
Yeah.
So look similar, but it won't have any branding on it. Or two, it's a used model that somebody took apart, put back together because there was some issue with it, like a refurbished one. These are the two things that could happen. Well, she ended up getting a bracelet. So it didn't matter. Got a bracelet of some sort and had to deal with sending it back and then send it back to Noon. And here's where Noon comes in, because Noon is in Amazon. They said, we never received the camera. And she's like, yes, you didn't send me a camera. You sent me a bracelet. I sent you the bracelet back. And they said, no, we sent a camera. And then this became a whole big issue.
Yeah.
So Amazon, trusts you as the buyer.
Yeah.
Noon does not.
Yeah. I had this with Noon as well. I had for my smaller camera, for the A6700, when I use this as a streaming camera or for presentations, all of the stuff, it heats up. So sometimes it gets too hot. And so there's a couple of things that you can do, but there's also this amazing cool new Olensi silicon-based fan that you can put on the back, and it's just absolutely amazing. If you switch it on, it just freezes immediately, right? If you put your hand on it, it's just so cold. It's crazy of how good this works, this heat transfer. Anyhow, so I thought, okay, that's great. And then they had a special one for 100 dirhams, which is usually about 200 dirhams or slightly below 200 dirhams with the battery, right? And I thought it would be great to have the one with the extra battery on it. So they had this for $100, 100 dirhams, sorry. And I thought, great, that's a fantastic Ramadan pricing. So I ordered it. But what I get is the original one without the battery. So basically to the just normal price that it costs. So and then I decided to just keep it because it wasn't really a loss. It was just that it wasn't a deal anymore because it was just the normal price, basically.
Yeah.
But it's frustrating. Then you give the seller bad rating, but nothing ever happens. You complain.
No, nothing happens. And they close their account and they open a new account. That's all that happens. I had 2 items recently. You remember my MacBook charger that I got?
Yes,
MacBook Pro charger.
Fake one.
That was fake. They didn't believe me because I was returning it. And they said, is it sealed? And I'm like, no, it's open. That's how I could tell it was fake, because I plugged it in and it wasn't registering. So that I had to deal with Noon on that one too. And then the other one that came was both Ralf and I are still on our iPhone 12 Pros. When the iPhone 12 Pros came out, they made a little MagSafe battery that you could clip onto the back of it.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah.
And that obviously was discontinued many years ago. It was only for the 12s. Then I went down a rabbit hole and I wanted to order one. I was like, I really would like one of those. That'd be kind of cool to have. And so I found one on Noon and I ordered it. And when it arrived, it was absolute, it was so fake. It was a joke. And I look at the packaging and it said production date 2015. And I'm like, this thing was discontinued like in 2017 or whenever. I don't even know when the phones came out, 2020. So the fact that they even put 2025 on it shows you that it's fake. And I didn't even need to open that one, but still. And then once again, Noon says, how do you know it's fake? Like every time they make a big deal of returning something that they shouldn't have shipped out in the first place.
Yeah, I think it's just being just a platform, and it's just not the same level. At least Amazon doesn't do anything about it either. I mean, you can tell them 15 times it's fake.
Yeah, but they will,
at least
without question, give you back your money. They
Correct.
There's no issues, and that's my issue with Noon, is that it's always a hassle. Noon is always a hassle.
Yeah.
So Anyway,
so let's see if I have to go through this hassle with my little GMW BX. No, BZ. No, is it BX? BX 5000.
Yeah. MIPS. Let's see. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about AP before we get into this interview for you. So, what did I hear today? And once again, as you said, Adrian Barker does not really talk about AP. Never really goes into it. But today, in this video that I watched, he was talking about the Dubai Watch Week AP booth stand or whatever it was. Then they had a massively huge AP showroom museum at Dubai Watch Week. So when you go in, in your mind, everybody kind of always thinks of AP as this company that makes the Royal Oak. And that's kind of it, right? Maybe we go into, okay, they make a little bit of 1159s, but that's kind of where you forget, that's kind of where your memory stops about AP. However, to there is quite a lot of stuff that they make. And when you go in, when we went into that, show, in their, whatever, what is that thing called? They had a massive, it was not a tent.
It was a stand. But it was massive.
Not a stand. A stand would undersell it, right?
I know.
It was gigantic.
Yeah.
And the first thing you see is like a grandfather clock.
Yes.
And then you start thinking, okay, well, like it is AP, and AP did not just randomly start making the Royal Oak in the 1159. There's a lot of history there.
Oh yeah.
History of complications of actually making things that are, haute horology. And just because now, they do nothing but hype products, doesn't mean that back in the day they used to be so.
Yeah, they used to be there's a reason why they're in the Holy Trinity, 150 years old, and they're doing exceptional timepieces. For sure. Obviously they have become, in recent history, a bit of the Royal Oak company, basically, because still, when you look at the collections, there are 5 collections at the moment. 3 of them start with Royal Oak, right? There's Royal Oak, there's Royal Oak Offshore Collection, and the Royal Oak Concept Collection. Then you have the Code 1159 collection and the new Neo Frame collection. But you also
otherwise known as the Whoop Band.
The Whoop Band. But you also have some other ones that are like these retro
remasters and
what were they called? The RM, I think.
The remasters.
Remasters, yeah. But this is not really a collection. These are just one-off pieces or so, right?
Yeah.
So there is a lot of stuff going on, and they have even a menu about.
Isn't a lot of stuff though?
I think so, because there's a lot of really high horology going on in these developments, like this big pocket watch that they have just released for the heritage, right? The high complication watch with I don't know how many parts. I think 1,000 different parts. And this is what I think I love to see again, because we have Vacheron Constantin doing this in the last 10 years a lot with these one-off consigned pieces where they do this most complicated watch in the world, most complicated pocket watch, most complicated wristwatch, and they make this really high-end pieces. Patek always did this, they've never stopped doing this as well. And AP sort of, I don't know, at least it wasn't in the public eye. And now seeing them doing this and just showcasing their enormous talent that they have with their watchmakers and their craftsmanship is great to see, because I think this is what a lot of people missed with, Bugs Bunny and what is it called? These collaborations. Not Bugs Bunny.
The freaking, what's it called? The Spider-Man or whatever, Spider-Monkey.
Spider-Man and this Cactus Jack. And even if some of these designs were looking cool, it's just not really what AP is about and what, at least where they're coming from. Could this be...
I still view that as like a joke watch. The fact that they even thought that was a good idea, I can't. Yeah. And this is one of the reasons that, of course, I lost a lot of faith in that brand, is because this is the kind of stuff. And it wasn't one off. They made how many of those?
No idea.
But like a solid 5, right? At least. And they were all going for like $300,000, $400,000. And it just is.
I think it was a few more than that. Yeah. 20, 100, I don't know. But this ultra complicated one, this pocket watch, it has the caliber 1150, 1099 components, 40 different functions, right? And it's just for minute repeater, perpetual calendar, split seconds chronograph, flying tourbillon, and then all of these date functions as well. It's just insanity. And this is good. They only sell one, but it is a lot of marketing cachet, right? And also image. Right,
and it shows that you're able to do this.
Correct. Yeah.
But once again, I've seen a lot of vintage AP and, vintage perpetual calendars. And they just were good looking watches. And I feel that it just kind of lost its way. I really like the classic, Calatrava style. And this is coming from someone who hates a Nautilus, right? I despise the Nautilus, the Cubitus. Okay, I'm kind of okay with the Aquanaut because it was, I don't know why I like that one. But the rest I just don't like. When it comes to the Royal Oak, I'm not a Royal Oak fan. I had one. I don't like it. It just wasn't for me. And the other issue is, I don't think I would get enough joy. Remember, I've been talking about this.
Yeah.
How much money do you spend and how much joy do you get out of it? So if I look at a Royal Oak let's say you get one for 100,000 dirhams, would it give me 5 times the joy that I would get out of 5 Pelagoses?
That is always the question. We had this recently in our watch group. We had or somewhere we had this question being asked: do you rather want to have 1 Patek or 3 Rolexes? And then we increased this whole multiple choice thing and saying, hey, do you want to have, or this quiz, whatever, or this poll, yeah, it was a poll, to have 1 Patek or 3 Rolexes or 6 Omegas or 1 AP?
Yeah.
Right, and it's funny because the majority just said, give me 3 Rolexes all day long.
Yeah. Okay, first and foremost,
but
by
there was
the way,
a lot who also choose others. Yeah,
we have somewhat stopped talking about Rolex. I feel like the watch world as a whole has kind of stopped talking about Rolex. The hype is really dying down a little bit. I don't know why. Obviously, we both, you and I, still have our Rolexes. We like our Rolexes.
I just my recent purchase. Before
it was a Rolex.
Was a
no,
Explorer.
The Explorer, the Explorer before that. But but the thing is, it's just kind of died down, right? So now, I don't know if it's why this is, but maybe it could also be the pricing, right? Now a 20,000 dirham, sub that was 20,000 in our heyday is now 40,000.
Yes.
And we don't feel that that's an accurate or worthwhile price to pay for this watch. And then the funny thing is the Pelagos is now 20K, which used to be 10. And then you're starting to think like, I paid 20K for a sub. Like, why would I pay that much for a Pelagos? And so forth and so forth, right? Things are not as clean as they used to be. But back in the day, you could also buy a Royal Oak for 48K was what the original price was when I bought mine. You could walk into the store and you could buy yourself a stainless steel Royal Oak for 48K.
Crazy.
And no one cared.
Yeah.
And nobody was buying them and it was not sold out. And you just literally show up, and AP was not a brand that most people cared about at the time. Vacheron was even further behind, right? Vacheron was even less in the limelight.
Yes, definitely here in our area.
In the UAE, right? No one cared about Vacheron. And now what's funny is I feel Vacheron has kind of moved into this higher tier than AP and Patek because they're more under the radar. They're more for, if you know, you're not buying it for a brand cachet. You're not buying it because of, what's written on the dial is going to be noticed by somebody in a crowd. You're buying it for yourself. But for the APs and for the Pateks, I feel like it's the opposite.
Yeah, it's still, the Vacheron is still the one of not many. No, one of not many, I think they say, right? Yeah. One of not many.
Maybe.
Yes, that's like the tagline. So it's still true. I mean, they have about 20,000, 25,000 pieces that they produce a year. AP is about 60, 50. I wanted to go to 60. Patek is 70, I think. It's the biggest producer of the three. If you think about it, it's a bit weird, right? Because I would have not thought about this. I thought AP is by far the biggest from a volume perspective, but they're not.
Yeah.
So it's incredible to see that. But they're doing so well, AP and Patek, and of course also Rolex, that it's just incredible if we believe.
Well, once
the
again,
Morgan
if we
Stanley
believe the
report.
numbers. Exactly. The Morgan Stanley report showed that AP has moved up beyond Omega.
Yeah.
Says a lot.
Yep. Both of them are now above that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, and then now we have the top 3 of the world's, not the world's, Swiss biggest brands are all independent. Tells you also something.
Yeah, exactly. So now, do you remember anything from this interview that you want to tell the listeners before we get into it?
The listeners should just listen to it. I mean, it's a nice and frank discussion with Sebastian Vivas. Of course, he's a bit.
Is
more
it a Sebastian discussion with Frank Vivas?
No, Sebastian.
Or is it a frank discussion?
Viva. It's a frank discussion. And so the idea was just to have him talk about the brand, tell us a bit more. I now have this book, this big 600-page book from AP, right? And it's a big. I haven't started reading it yet, but once I do, I will talk about nothing else in AP.
Once the war is over,
I should do it now. I should do it now. Now is the time when you're sitting at home so much. But yeah, I have 3 Rolex books that I have either bought or got gifted for my birthday in October last year. So I still have so many watch books to read. It's just insane. But yeah, I will have to go through it. But yeah, anyhow, so the museum director and also director of heritage and all of his stuff, Mr. Vivas, he speaks about AP. It's a very, very interesting anecdotes that he's given. I wish I would have asked a bit more about the history. Wasn't my best interview, I think, but it was still extremely interesting to listen to Mr. Vivas and what he had to say. So
it was because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
To liven the mood.
And you are the catalytic
converter. Yes, the catalytic converter of
catalyst.
The Opel Astra. That is your podcast.
No, actually, my Opel Astra that I really had one, had a 1.67 liter diesel engine, no catalytic converter.
No catalytic converter.
60 horsepower. It was crazy. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyhow, so that's 60. But with a lot of torque, right? That's the good thing. No turbocharger. It was I think one of these Korean engines that was part of the GM group at the time.
The Daewoo engines or whatever. Were they
I'm
Daewoo
not so sure, but it is indestructible. This engine was indestructible, and you could really push it to its limits, which was not too much, but it was definitely feeling sprightlier than you would think 60 horsepower can feel. And the best thing is, you never consume more than 7 liters. Even if you just had, pedal to the metal the entire highway and you drove 700 kilometers.
Ironically, I have to throw this out there since you said you consume 7. I have been taking the Pajero into the desert because we have nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we've gone a couple of times with a friend of mine. Would you like to know the consumption?
In the desert?
In the desert while off-roading. Take a guess. 3.5 liter V6.
I think if I just take mine as a yardstick, not the Astra, but I think 30, in the 30 range.
40. 40 liters per 100 kilometers. Obviously, we didn't go very far, so we didn't do very many kilometers, but
sure.
During the time we were off-roading, it was 40. And I just saw that number and I nearly, shot my pants a little bit. But anyway, fun fact. So on that bombshell, listen to this AP interview and let us know what you think.
Exactly. Thank you very much for listening. And here, stick around for the interview. Bye-bye.
So hello, and welcome to the Leuchtmasse and Lume Plotters podcast. Today I'm graced with the presence of Sebastian Vivas. Please introduce yourself and what you're doing and which brand you're working for.
I'm Sebastian Vivas. I'm the director of the Audemars Piguet Heritage and Museum. And I've been working for the company as an historian for 13 years now.
13. Wow.
13. Yes. 1-3, not 13.
Yeah. One. It's still a decent amount of time, more than a decade. So you obviously are very versed of AP's history, and now seeing AP being the strongest brand from Switzerland at the moment, you're riding way on the top, but it was not always the case. You had a time where I think AP had just about 30 people employed. Can we learn about this? Because a lot of people forget how tough times have been at some stage.
And even in the company, not everybody knows where we come from, actually, because our history is not a very long river, very fluid. No. It's quite bumpy. And it really started during a crisis in 1875, when Jules-Louis Audemars founded the first workshop of Audemars Piguet. That was the first year of a decade of crisis in the Vallée de Joux, the small valley where we are based, village of Le Brassus. Because of the American industry competition, the American watchmakers like Walter started to produce watches in large quantities, high quality, and suddenly the watchmakers in Le Brassus lost many orders, many workshops closed. They didn't know what to do. Some changed their work, their job, they emigrate because question was, is there a future for high-end watchmaking in the Vallée de Joux? And that's the moment when Jules-Louis Audemars found his first workshop, small one, producing only unique pieces. I would say that 80 to 90% of the watches were complicated watches, and half of them were minute repeaters, sometimes plus the perpetual calendar, etc. And Edouard Piguet joins the company in 1881. They signed a contract creating officially Audemars Piguet at that time. And then it doesn't grow so fast, because if we go to the 1920s, there are more or less 30 people producing more or less 300 watches a year. Then the crisis of 29 goes down to 5 people during 10 people during 10 years. If we jump to the 1972 creation of the right the myth, the icon, guess how many people were working at AP all together, including the distribution?
Including distribution?
Yes.
If you're saying that, this is 100?
Less than that. 80 people were working at AP. So we have grown, especially from the quartz crisis and from the 21st century, because we have always had this idea of staying independent, because independence is at the heart of our identity. Being born in a small place where you need a strong personality and strong commitment and convictions, you want to stay independent. It's a family-owned company still today. So the best way, and probably the only way to stay independent when the big group started to be organized in watchmaking, was to verticalize, to integrate, to add many know-hows to be able to master the whole process of the watch creation, fabrication, but also the distribution. This is why we have now over 3,000 people working for it.
That's a huge shift.
It's a golden
and of course, taking everything on, like your AP houses.
Yeah.
Are you already fully AP housed? All your distribution AP yet, or is it still?
No, it's quite new. It's this concept started around 10 years ago, and it's super successful because it talks about the community.
Yeah,
it's not a point of sale. It's a place where people can join, can enjoy, can meet, can share this, share this incredible spirit of being part of the family.
Right.
The family is enlarging every day. Here in Dubai, we see the enthusiasm of the visitors, and their knowledge is impressive. We are sharing content, but they're also coming with incredible watches on their wrist, and they're asking questions, teaching us what they want to learn, but also bringing information. So we are still expanding, but we want, and our biggest challenge is to keep this family spirit.
Yeah, it's not easy. I can understand, but I know from a very good friend of mine who is also Dubai based, but is a very good customer of the AP House in Hamburg.
Yes,
and he's always very excited, and he tries to say like, look, you should come with me. We go to Germany. We go and see my sales representative. She's wonderful, and then maybe you can also start your AP journey with him in that AP house, because he really enjoys going there. Every time he visits Germany, he's a consultant and just travels around a lot. So it is a bit of a Dubai Watch Week, but just one brand in your AP house, right? It's like a gentleman's club, which is also, of course, open for ladies. It's not just a nice way where you can just go, even without having to buy anything. You can just have,
of course,
a chat to see what's there, what's new.
Yeah, or have a drink. I mean, in some AP houses, you can play ping pong.
Okay.
You can play piano. You can enjoy. It's a place to meet, to enjoy. Some people come to celebrate the anniversary.
Oh, lovely! Yeah,
it's about families. Really.
No, it's a very exclusive and well-designed place. So it's a lovely place to be.
We've imagined each of these AP houses like a place where Jules Louis Audemars and Audemars Piguet would have loved and would have felt home when they would have traveled. Obviously, they are not with us anymore, but they are with us in our hearts.
Right.
And we have prepared these places nearly for them, so that everybody who comes feel like they are at our founder's place, at the founder's apartment. And it's also very much linked to the local culture.
Yeah.
Every AP house is different from the others.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice that you always have the local unique styles of the building itself, and maybe also the decoration. Or is
decorations, artists.
I didn't know that. So I thought it's a bit more standardized. So that's great to know. One thing that I wanted to ask, or two things that I still have left. One is a very, very selfish question, because I have my AP for half a year now, and it's the current version of the Beast. And I chose to do one of the more iconic pieces for my first AP. And I wanted to know, can you tell me a bit about the history of the Beast itself?
I like this nickname, Now we are all agreeing that it's a good nickname, but originally probably people did not like it so much.
I can imagine.
Because the watch was launched in 93 actually. It was planned for 92 for the 27th anniversary of the Royal Oak, but postponed because the development took more time than planned. It's very complex in terms of waterproofness, architecture of the case, and also it was originally anti-magnetic. It's really a sporty watch, and there was a lot of resistance even internally because of its size. Remember that in the 1990s, the average size of the watches were more or less 36 millimeters. And 36 was already considered a serious watch. Like the perpetual calendars we had at the time was our core collection, and 36 millimeters. Suddenly we arrived. Emmanuel Guet, who's, by the way, in Dubai this week. Emmanuel Guet, a young designer, says, okay, we are going to do something different, which will not talk to our fathers, but to the young generation. And he draws this extraordinarily large watch. He drew it in 1989 already.
All right, so that's when
it took 4 years, not only for the development, but to convince the people that it was an opportunity and it was meaningful, because many people say, no, this is not a watch. This is a monster. You cannot do that. Gerard Jonta, when he saw it, and it is said, I was not there, but I heard some people said that when he discovered the watch at the Basel Fair at the time, he went into the booth and said, "You killed my son." He's the father of the Royal Oak. And the Royal Oak is super thin, very, very elegant, and suddenly it's just oversized watch, super sporty. So it was the beginning of a new category of watches, the oversized watches.
Yeah, always. I mean, yes, I would still call it oversized, even in today's standards. But one of the things that I've found with a lot of watches that you have to absolutely try.
Yeah.
I always thought, wow, no, this is way too big for me. This is too chunky, and it's a bit. It's not really me. But I put it on my wrist in a boutique. First, I tried the diver, the Royal Oak offshore diver, and already that felt really at home on my wrist. You know, when you feel like, oh, it's not for me, you put it on and think, ooh, that's me. That's surprising, but it just is so comfortable. How much research do you do in order to make watches just so comfortable on your wrist? I mean, I feel any Royal Oak that I tried so far, especially because I'm talking about Royal Oaks because they have the integrated bracelet. It's a bit harder to make these straps. Are usually more pliable. It's easier to make them comfortable on your wrist. But with this integrated bracelet, how much research do you do to make sure that it really fits so many wrists so comfortably?
I'm the historian of the company, so I'm more into the research.
Yeah, I know,
but what I know, and we participate to some discussions, is that our focus has always been, and is more than ever, the ergonomy of the watch.
Right.
Why? Because what we sell is absolutely, not necessary for the daily life. It's objects of passion, objects of pleasure. And if you don't feel good with your watch on the wrist, why would you wear it?
Very good point.
You need to look at it with pleasure. You need to show it with pleasure and to wear it with pleasure. If you don't, there's no reason to wear it because to know the time, obviously you have your telephone or it's not so difficult to get access to the time. So these objects are objects of beauty and of comfort. And the offshore, I'm happy that you say that it's comfortable because some people, including me, the first time I saw the offshore and the concept even more, said, no, I cannot wear that. It's too large.
Yeah.
But having it on the wrist, it's completely different.
Yeah.
But you can also wear a small Art Deco minute repeater from the 1920s, which is 24 millimeters diameter. And I sometimes do it and enjoy it. So it's about the variety. It can be large, it can be small, it can be thin, it can be very expressive, like super thick Royal Oak offshore. It has to look harmonious in terms of the aesthetics and comfortable to wear.
Yesterday I met Mark Schmidt.
Yeah.
He was at a different event from a different brand. We don't name that brand, but we met and we sat next to each other by chance, and we kept talking about, of course, AP and watches. And he wore a very, very nice perpetual calendar from 36 millimeters, I think.
Yes.
And this is being a lady in the room. This is always very interesting. My wife has a very small wrist, and she loves to wear older men's watches now because they are ladies like bigger watches for smaller wrists. 36 is big enough or already considered bigger, and she loves the choice that she has because there's so much of vintage pieces that are available in gold and other precious metals. It's really lovely to have this opportunity now. And also that
the gender of the watch. The watch doesn't have a gender.
True.
The watch is a watch. The gender is the gender you choose for the watch. And the way we look at the watches and we consider them with a gender changes in time. So some men's watch are today considered more ladies' watch, but ladies are wearing what we consider men's watch, and it's absolutely enough. If we go back to the past, but very, very early in the history of watchmaking, the 18th century, there was no gender in watchmaking. Men would wear a pendant watch, gem set, or with a beautiful enameling, or a chatelaine, like the ladies. Because these are objects of culture, prestige, beauty, technicity, art.
Yeah.
And this is the case today. So
I see.
Some men are wearing, the mini rail hook.
Oh yeah,
and that's really, it fits their wrist.
I found that with the integrated bracelet, the size doesn't matter that much anymore. It feels a bit bigger or harmonious on your wrist, even if it's a smaller size, like the 37 millimeter watches that you have at the moment, or 39, the Jumbo, which is.
The nickname is still there. It's considered small today.
39 millimeters, but it fits so well and it's very, very elegant. I just tried your new RD5 in the exhibition, and I must say,
you see that's
absolutely marvelous.
What means ergonomy. It goes not only to the shape of the case or to the bracelet, it goes to the technicity of the movement, the way you push the piece. And in RD1, the way you hear the time. And RD4, 40 functions, 23 complications, but only 3 push pieces and 3 crowns.
Yeah.
So this is also about the user friendliness in the way you use it, and it's secure. You cannot break it by bad manipulation. This is part of what we remember.
Yeah, and I think this was fascinating to see or to witness now that AP is pushing more and more into the innovative realm again. I mean, obviously, historically you did, but it's a part where I really feel proud to be part of that family, because there's so much happening, in-house movements. Yesterday we had a talk of one brand that is happily and transparently sharing where they have different facilities, different movements from different companies that they're using, and it is a very iconic brand. Maybe I could say it, Tag Heuer.
Yeah.
And they have movements from Kinesi and Tudor, from La Juperie, from Rocher, from Civita and AMT.
Absolutely.
So they are happy also to share that. And this is, I think, good.
This is necessary, because we need transparency. Our collectors, the public, everybody wants to know, and there is absolutely no reason not to say it.
Absolutely. And I had this discussion very often with brands saying, "Oh, no, it's in-house." And I thought, just people who don't care if the movement is in-house or not, they don't care, so then don't worry about these people. People who don't care, they value the transparency. They don't mind if it's, the best of class from somebody else, because you think that is the best movement we can possibly provide for that price point. So,
I agree. And maybe you have seen that we have published a book that is titled The Watch, Stories and Savoir-faire. Have you seen this book?
Somebody posted in my watch group recently and said it's brilliant because it's very educational and doesn't have too much branding in it. So it's really lovely.
Yes, that's a book that we have written for the anniversary of the company. This is the occasion but we don't tell the history of AP. We actually, this is the book I would have loved to receive when I started to be interested in watchmaking. What is a watch?
Yeah.
How is it made? How does it work? Who is behind it? But not only the movement, because obviously there is some literature about the movement, but the case. Who speaks about the case? How is it made? Which material? Which detail? The dial. There's a book by Helmut Kroos, solely about the dial. Here we also talk about the dial. We speak about the bracelet, the strap, the hands, the crown, even the rubber gasket.
Yeah.
Because everything is important in a watch.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, we don't speak only about AP. Breguet, IWC, Tag Heuer, even the smaller watchmakers, the independents, all the watchmakers and also the suppliers, the people who make the sapphire glass, the gaskets, etc. Everybody has his space in this book, as long as there is something that he brought or she brought to the history of watchmaking and to its technicity. So my recommendation and my dream is that everybody who is interested buy watches, get one copy, because it's large. Yes, there are 600 pages, but you can open it at any page. There's something to discover. You don't need to read it entirely. Many illustrations, many drawings, many pictures, many interviews. It's dive-in watches, but it's also an open door to learn more. Welcomes you invites you to go further.
Okay, now I have another goal. I have to get that book. You whetted my appetite. Sorry, we are out of time. Just one thing. Ladies' watches, I think AP from a percentage point of how many watches are men and female, there is still room to grow. Is there something happening? Can you tell us, even though I know you're more backwards looking than forward looking, but from a historian perspective, but is there a resurgence of the female side coming?
As I told you, the gender doesn't depend on the watch. It depends on the way you look at it.
Okay.
So, but of course, there are opportunities, and we are working in the direction of smaller and probably a little bit more decorated for some models and new shapes. You know, Ilaria Resta has opened a new era. And there is a lot to come. So,
all right, yeah.
Stay tuned.
Okay, thank you. That's a fantastic way to end. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Bye bye. All right. Excellent.
I hope I was